And we're back. Welcome to War of the Crows Season 2. The season where the war is over with the Crows of Crowsfoot, and we kind of get to do whatever we like now, as Blades intended. But today's session will probably be us remembering what we did last time, all the cool stuff that we set up in our little 1 year break in game, as Lorenzo comes out of Ironhook prison. All the latest goss, all the latest tea, straight from the priz.
It's going to be spilled all over the place.
Exactly.
Tea from the priz.
Who would like to read the scroll? Or we take turns. English class style.
Can I try a Clone Wars style?
We're back with season 2.
How's that?
No, you can't try
bad.
that.
It's not Bane.
It is. It's Happy Bane. Go on, someone else can do it.
I can't even move everything. I don't see it.
Come on, Friedrich.
This is your bit.
All right. I'm trying to see it as well. My Chrome's going bonkers.
Bonkers, mate.
I'll start. We're back with season 2.
It is approximately 1 year later. Lorenzo gets out of Ironhook prison.
The crew have been busy crafting items, recruiting cohorts, tracking down exotic artifacts, not dying of old age just yet.
With the crew's strength looking solidified, what will the Emporium do next?
Exactly.
Bum, bum, bum.
That really is the question of today's session.
Last meeting?
Because I'm not going to be throwing a big story arc at you for this season. So you have to decide as a crew what lies in your future. As the scroll said, you are tier 1 strong, mechanically speaking. You're in a pretty strong position. You've made some new friends with the Lost.
Yeah.
Lorenzo's also made some new friends thanks to his roll of a 6 for his incarceration.
Oh, yeah.
Is that easy in real life? Just roll a 6 to make some friends.
Yeah.
You
Roll a 6 to get a role-playing group.
all three at the same time.
What happens if you roll a 1? You're alone forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I feel like we all feel like rolling one at some point.
You
in our
roll
lives.
again, but with desperate consequences. Silas has started to recruit his little gang of vigilantes. I think Saffron,
I think you mean the enforcers.
The enforcers, the Palatine enforcers. Saffron has made you his little Dan Aykroyd ghost catching device.
Yeah. I haven't decided which one yet. Adobe is trying to get me to sign in, so that's a couple of my plans of looking at the rule books. So that'll hold me back for a little bit.
Just use Edge. Open them with Edge. It's the best
It usually
PDF
does.
reader.
Yeah. I've not noticed one.
Friedrich has worked out the location of the Scarab.
Scarab of Sarakai!
Chapati.
That was supposed to be all Tomb King, but it sounded a little bit more Mighty Tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old man
you
was-
bastard.
Oh, me aching balls! Yeah, exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. So we can kind of start. I need to make sure that I stay near my microphone. We should start with Lorenzo returning to the damned Emporium.
Are we not? Surely we're at the prison gates waiting with like a big banner and.
I mean, that's up to you.
Do you have balloons? Balloons spelling Lorenzo's name.
He's free. Just many E's.
Free my boy Lorenzo.
Congratulations on your your latest pardon.
Yeah. No, I certainly want to know a lot about what happened in the clank and what the results are and what we actually got from it.
Yeah, same. Me too. We started with me leaving Ironhook then.
Yeah.
Do we have the whole party ready to greet me?
I don't know.
And
Yeah,
is there a
Silas will be there.
is there a surprise party?
Don't go that far.
Nah.
None of it's a surprise. We'll set you up. We literally set you up being there, and we knew you'd come out in a year, so it's all pretty by the book.
No.
But I think we're there to support. It's well, has it been tumultuous? What's actually been the? I don't know. How's it been? What's the lifestyle been? Has he been just chilling? Has it been stressful? Any near Shankins?
Well, let's go into it. I imagine we're just outside Ironhook on one of its sides, and there's a normal-looking door, scary-looking door, and it opens, and out comes Lorenzo. He's got his stuff as you saw him last. He's thinner, which is hard to believe because he was already quite slender. He's thinner, and he's not like rough-looking, but a bit scrawnier. He comes out. Hello, my friends.
Lorenzo's
Hello.
got weird.
Friedrich lets off a massive party popper
No.
that, like, doesn't go directly in anyone's face, but does kind of like the bits of paper do fall on Lorenzo in a kind of like too much, like it's too close. It's a little bit annoying.
Lorenzo growls. He's become a dog. No.
Or a bear.
I trust your stay was pleasant in Ironhook there, Lorenzo. Did you have a nice time?
Well, as nice as it can be, I suppose. I wasn't given a hard time by anybody, but the grinders looked after me well. As was the deal, I suppose, but they kept their end of the bargain. Business was good.
Does business continue, or has it just concluded? I'm not asking if we're getting more money from you for free, but do we get more money from you still, or is that over? From your business?
Olly,
Business.
can we say it continues? But we're not getting any money from this, actually, are we?
I think the whole idea was you were a big cog in the whole smuggling deal. I don't think you'd trust anyone to replace you. That's my headcanon way of saying no, you don't get 5 coin just for turning up for 15 minutes today.
But you did have a much nicer time in there than you might have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Okay, so that was kind of the. So we didn't earn any. We haven't come out net
Well,
positive.
we got +1 rep with the gang that I was in there with. That was helping me in there. The grinders.
Oh yeah. Oh nice. Yeah.
They're a bunch of dockyard workers and old Leviathan ship workers. So they're Lorenzo's people. That's why you felt akin to them.
And you have a prison claim as well, so if you ever end up back in there,
Yes.
it'll be easier to set this hole up again.
Well, given how under the radar this crew operates, I doubt anyone will ever be going in the clink ever again.
Oh, it's clink, not clank.
Clank, clank.
I believe it is in fact clink, yes.
I didn't say.
I don't think you really clocked it when earlier on it went blank.
I think when I said clank, it didn't feel right.
Clinkers?
It clearly
But it wasn't wrong enough for anyone to be like,
What do the W's mean next to our little factions on the Roll20? W's.
Weak or strong?
Weak. Weak or strong. Lovely, lovely. Oh, lovely. We're +1 with a weak. Oh, tier 2 though. So yeah, all right. Okay.
Yeah. they're the grinders are so the lost were the people who actually helped you do the smuggling, the ones who operated out of that rail car and the sort of allies of the workers. The grinders are actually people who worked in the Leviathan blood refineries, who have all been mutated because of the acid rain that causes, and who are now hell-bent on like stealing ships and being a nuisance in Duskvol.
So
Not quite a force for good, but close enough.
and during Lorenzo's time in there, what he actually did was because in our heist before we went in, we got the contract to supply the prison with its goods, right? That's what we did.
Yes.
So using that contract, we've been able to kind of sort the import, and Lorenzo was clever enough with your guys' support to fit in little packets, little products of cigs, drugs, whatnot, whatever, contraband, and put that in the, not cartons, or probably cartons of mushrooms and whatnot, all the foodstuffs. Got it in that way. And then once it was inside the prison, cleverly, we were working in the kitchen. That was our labour of choice. So we were able to remove the contraband from the supplies, then get it out to the grinders in the prison, and then they sell it on. It was a very good system, let's.
Does this mean Lorenzo can cook now? Could he
No.
cook before?
No. But he can put mushrooms in a broth.
Looks like we'll be sticking to saffron soothing porridge still then.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and that's actually the big spoiler. That's actually the big development of the year. Saffron has gone into the official porridge business. There are branded boxes and all of saffron soothing porridge on every store shelf in Duskvol. So yeah, just there you go. That's the big twist. See Ollie squirming. It's not really. That didn't really happen.
Saffron's a logistical mastermind.
I thought you said we could craft our own adventures now.
Is that what those books are called? No,
Well,
choose your
they're-
own adventure.
Choose your own adventures. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could craft.
Yeah,
Didn't want to infringe on copyright.
yeah.
There might be a posher version called Craft Your Own Adventure.
Craft your own.
Yes.
Lovely.
Well, that'd put me out of a job, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Don't want to be a player like you guys.
Mm.
Just be one voice.
You do a little bit.
Occasionally, just for a change.
Well then, so Lorenzo, you probably didn't meet any of the leaders of the grinders in Ironhook.
Maybe a lieutenant or a sergeant.
Yeah, I don't think that's how gangs work, but
What?
I don't think they have military ranks.
No, they have lieutenant. They'll have like a boss man and then the second in charge. They'll have like the rank below, right? You sort out the lads.
Reporting for duty,
You've got the lads. You've got the guys above the lads who give them orders. Then you got the head honcho.
Yeah, Lieutenant
I feel like
Grinder
you designed
Face
the-
Smash reporting for duty.
I feel like Lawrie designed the military logistics for the orcs in Warhammer.
Yeah.
Or like
The
Matthew.
boys, and then above that, you got the lads.
And then-
Above the lads, you got the big lad. Each
big-
big lad reports up to a knob.
Well, mafia structure was soldiers, capo, underboss, boss.
Yeah, but in Duskvol, they're all anarcho syndicate groups. So
Yeah, decentralized power structures, bitches.
So the point is, you've probably made a contact.
yeah. So you can. I imagine they would want to speak to you as well as sort of. After all of your hard work working with them in Ironhook, you can do that straight away, or you can do whatever you wish.
I imagine we're at the HQ in Saffron's back shop.
Back at the Emporium.
Yes, yes.
Everyone just reset for me.
There's like 3 urchins putting porridge oats into packages.
Well, he's on board with the idea now. There we go. It's gonna be like it's just an ongoing thing in the background of the whole,
Yeah,
whole
I like
campaign.
it for flavour. You want it for coin, so
No, yeah, I honestly, apart from the fact that there unfortunately is no flavour to saffron soothing porridge, it is pretty flavourless. Unfortunately, that's one of its selling points. No, I was more interested in the just to show that time had passed, things had changed. If no one likes it in a new season when everything feels boring and stale, they want to feel like the world has moved on.
yep.
I like how Saffron's like a Wonka-esque character now with his urchins working for him.
Yeah, it's just all splashed in orange and weird green hair,
Ugh.
breaking into song at every moment.
Mm.
Not at all irritating.
Yeah, exactly. Chat says funny, boring, and stale is actually on the packaging.
Yes. Duskvol, what else are you going to get? No one's expecting like.
That's 1 out of 3. That's all we need.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah. Nice. Well, and also, you are +3 with the lampblacks. We can, you don't have to ignore that. You can, if you want to make money, you can just literally go to them and be like, give us work. And we can do some scores like that. Or if you have some ulterior motive, a crew goal, so to speak.
Yeah, we should take a moment to
Goal.
read. Right, where are we? Where are we as a crew? We, when left off, we're still technically smugglers. We were rounding the idea of trying to, our method being to instill fear in the world. I don't know if we kind of stuck to that very well by the end of it, but we definitely, I think it's the time to set a goal, I feel like.
Yeah, I think one thing that we did very well as a crew is in establishing ourselves and surprisingly surviving ambitious but foolhardy scrapes. Now, this might sound boring, but we should do something that makes us money. Could be, I think as a part of the crew's overall goal that we all want to live long, happy, retired lives. The question is, how do we make lots of money without just rocking up to people going, you got some stuff you need to move from A to B?
What have we learned? What is the source of income in Duskvol? If I was to spice it up a bit, oh yes, Lorenzo.
Casino. That's where the money is.
Casino. Love it.
Heist. It's heist
Two
time.
by surprise.
Well, I was thinking of making one or owning one.
We're not doing a business simulator. We've been through this.
Damn it. How do we make money long term, continuously?
Big heist. Big
Casino.
heist.
Make a business of heists.
I love that idea. That could surely be a long-term project of Lorenzo, surely, to set up a casino.
Hell
Right?
yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's a thing.
if you fill up all of your coin bars, then perhaps that could be your retirement. But you need a money get some first.
I was going to say, to spice things up and to fit thematically, there must be something in the value in some of the weird mystic shit, Leviathan blood, all this stuff that's out there. That I don't know how tapped that is. I don't know who's selling it, but I feel like that's something we're not seeing a lot of, and that could be a fun, creative thing to actually do and delve more into that world, but also something that makes sense that's not being done. And to explore that, we've got the whole Deadlands to explore. Who knows what's out there? I feel like we need to just. Our goal could be to expand and thrive. I don't know, something like that. I feel like that's kind of.
Well, the Leviathan blood, you've hit the nail on the head. That is the most valuable resource. So obviously, it is tightly controlled by the Leviathan hunters, who are a select few aristocratic families of Duskvol, who simultaneously run the city and are also like the captains of the Leviathan ships.
The hunters
where
Leviathans.
their power comes from, essentially. And they're like one of the tier 6 factions.
But they must have underlings that we can the ladder. They must have rungs of the ladder we can start working our way up to.
Lorenzo's just holding a mug of ale close to his chest in the corner. You want to hear about Leviathan ships?
Yes. We do.
Got a few stars for you, pal.
I mean, that sounds fun to me. I mean,
One of
yes.
my many lives.
Also could align with the grinders.
Yeah, the grinders are definitely they'd be the ones to have all the working knowledge of where it all goes and how it's refined and all this sort of stuff.
Because I feel like, so they have a control of it. So I feel like we would be trying to, classically not Robin Hood it, because we would be making money for ourselves, but to start siphoning off elements to sell, undercut the market, right? Be stealing shipments, selling it at the slightest fraction less, but to people who don't have access to it, and making that way, making fun enemies with them and staying under the radar and trying to make that business kind of fly. I'm seeing smuggling, I'm seeing the supernatural. I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
And smuggling that isn't just, again, someone asking us to move stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like missions where we go and try and nick stuff is kind of like smuggling missions, sort of, or part of them can be, without them just having to be transport. So I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, if I smuggle your wallet from your pocket to my pocket, it's still smuggling.
It has been smuggled, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's more stolen. I don't know if there's much of a difference, but I feel like smuggling is on a
You're
grand.
moving it good from A to B.
That's true. That's true.
I think you've smuggled a different definition of the word. So
Ooh.
And you've smuggled a great gag in as well, so we're all good. Would it be safe to say that's almost kind of like the end game, like going further those areas? Is that kind of as high as it gets, or are there other tier 6 kind of?
I think it's like going after oil and the US. It's like right there, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So definitly aim
In the
not at
1940s.
Yes, so I don't think our goal.
but there'll be lots of people involved in the trade.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. The small operators, got to be small elements, at least there's got to be a shipment. There's got to be something. Our goal shouldn't be obviously to overthrow the aristocracy yet, but the goal is to, I don't know, secure a supply of Leviathan blood to profit off of. It's not a bad goal.
So they're tier 6. The only tier higher... Sorry, they're tier 5.
Oh.
They're tier 5. The only one higher is the Imperial Military.
No.
Okay.
Who have, like, Adeptus Custodes spear bolt guns.
You know what?
Jolly good.
It is, Mikey, it is very daring there. And what are we but not daring?
We're not kicking down the door of the people, but we're finding out where they operate, where they set sail from. We're trying to, just find a reason, small hits to get small bits of it, and because I assume they're controlling them, I assume people, the common person doesn't have access to this. There's a potent energy source as well, right? Leviathan blood, it powers stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff. The tier 2 stuff is the ectoplasm. I don't think it's called that. I think that's from Ghostbusters, but I've forgotten what it's actually called.
No, I've got it here.
I think you're right.
Oh, it is called electro.
I mean,
it's called electroplasm.
Real electroplasm.
Clever.
So I think if you started trying to siphon off Leviathan blood, that would bring a lot of powerful enemies down on you, and that probably wouldn't be very fun for you right now to go into another war with an even more powerful enemy.
What if can I suggest we do a group of heists, like over the course of a month or something, with the end goal of, we don't get a short-term reward, but the end goal being whale or Leviathan oil or something, some quantity of it. So we do like 4 different heists, whatever, and then we get the reward after the.
I imagine the reward would be the same as if doing just 4 normal scores.
Yeah, but for it to make sense, maybe one heist where we're intelligence gathering and it's more into
Yeah,
the next one's
up,
like
yes. We could just say
finding a
next
guy
place.
who's dumb enough to have the contacts and then using the contacts in the next one to.
No, I know what you mean.
I think
Something like that.
I think you guys, as people from Duskvol criminals, you would know that it would be like trying to steal, uranium from
Right.
from the US or something, it'd be like, or Russia, it'd be very, very difficult and put a massive target on you, which goes against your whole like wanting to retire with lots of money thing.
Survive.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
so
Well,
if we took
some
it,
sort
if we
of-
took it down a notch, but take the same principle though, like there'll be many factions who maybe possess an amount of electroplasm or another valuable resource, where we could just be looking to hit smaller targets with the end game of actually, we're not actually trying to start wars, we're just trying to profit.
But then we're
How
back to
about-
thinking like we're just going to people and saying, "Hi, can we do a job for you so we can have some of your like?" It's it's a bit of a.
It doesn't
bit
have
of
to
a-
be. The job doesn't have to be for anyone though. The job's for us. It's for us to secure the resources. We just need to find a resource that we want to acquire and go and nick it.
like Leviathan blood.
Well, normally the electroplasm comes from ghosts, so it's a thing that the spirit wardens collect when they find dead bodies.
That's something we could do. We could do some ghost shit. We've not done
Are
much
they in-
ghost shit.
No, I agree, and I'm either going to cross it, like a catch a ghost or repel ghost, which is going to be useful. And are the spirit wardens, are they in the Deadland? Do we know where do they go? They go to the Deadlands, do they?
They're like the SWAT team of the
Yeah,
city,
they have a
aren't they?
place they hang out. Let's have a look.
They're like first responders kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they have a place in Duskvol with the big bell on it that rings whenever someone dies, and they go out and the crows go to the death, and then they come out and then they get them before the ghosts can rise.
And where is the place?
I'm not entirely sure. I know it's in Duskvol though. It's not in. I don't think it's in the Deathlands.
Yeah, that's weird. So So they're not actually ghosts, and they're people. Spirit wardens.
Yeah.
They're people.
They're people that catch the
Oh.
ghosts.
I always thought they were ghosts.
No, they're like anonymous people who wear masks.
Okay.
So
They don't even know each other's names as well, right?
Yeah.
So they come and they will use things like whatever I'm crafting it will catch the ghost and take it away. Is that kind of the
They normally take the body because it takes a couple of days for the ghost to
Right,
arise. So they will get the body, and then they will some way that no one knows how it works, but they will capture that spirit when it rises.
what tier are the spirit wardens?
I believe 4.
We need to aim a little lower.
Well, that's fine. So I was checking. I was checking.
How about we're talking about goals? How about our goal is to like not annex, but like take a gang under our wing, like not adopt, maybe adopt,
Foster.
like with the
it would be a beneficial thing, right? But it's not really like a driving force for a group of people to exist.
no.
You know, like what are we here to do? We're here to be strong and survive. So
Make our fortune.
our goals need to be things that align to that.
It's money, power, and numbers. That's what we need, right? More or less, and respect.
I don't know about numbers and respect. I feel like to make
just-
money in make our fortune in a daring way. Make our daring fortune as kind of our currently kind of our goal.
What is our current business model? Like, apart from scores,
Smuggling,
as a gang, what stuff is happening
porridge.
that makes us money?
We don't get passive income, basically.
No.
Unless we get
Then
our
we
claim
need some
for it.
passive income. Let's
Well, we
start
said
some,
that-
like
Ollie's-
drop shipping scams.
I think
You get
Ollie's
that
very
through-
against passive income. He doesn't want us to kind of set up a.
It's not a
Fine.
business simulator.
Look, okay,
It's a crime
Do-up.
adventure simulator.
you can only
Well,
get
this is
passive
what-
income through the
okay.
claims, through the
In which case, to pursue our riches, then yeah, we are. We wanna like expand, don't we? Get more turf.
Yes, definitely. Which we did well in the last. All the icons have changed.
I think get more men as well. Get more boots on the ground. I reckon. Because how are we going to hold our turf? Well, we need people to hold our turf, right?
Which true. We have what's her name on the boat? That's pretty good.
We've got the enforcers. We've got some more peeps to look after our stuff. So I don't think we need to worry about that too much at the moment.
True.
We've got my Oompa Loompas.
How do we make money as a group of smugglers?
Smuggle.
Smuggling.
It's a hard question, it seems.
Yeah. Harder than it seems.
So rolling back a second.
I think we should play an RTS instead. Build bases and recruit soldiers.
Yeah.
We took the perks of cover operation, which we decided was just the Emporium because that works well, and we took the Vice Den as well. But that was the Hoi Polloi pub, wasn't it? Wait, other way around. Hoi Polloi is posh or not posh?
Hoi Polloi is not posh.
Not posh.
Is it?
No, but Hoi Polloi.
Hoi Polloi. Yeah, it sounds posh.
I think it
Hoi
literally
Polloi?
means like high people, but we're not going into that again. It was the pub. There was the gambling hall. There was the one that Saffron blew up, like the
allegedly
the knockdown house, and then there was the nice pub, the sort of okay pub, and that's the one that you guys own.
Who's running that?
I don't know. It'll be people who run the pub. You'll have people there running it. The money goes to you or whatever.
You can turn that into a casino, Lorenzo. It's already halfway there, isn't it? It's already a Vice Den.
Yeah, I think Lorenzo wants to own something, a shop or something, a business. Because the mafia extort businesses. That's what they do.
Better get to that second row of stash.
Okay, so. Okay.
More claims, more money. We do this by smuggling and hitting other gangs, or doing business with other gangs, trading with them. We don't always have to be aggressive with other gangs. We can buy their property, I imagine.
There is a sense of calm in Crow's Foot. We probably didn't benefit quite as much as we might have hoped from the war, but we did pretty well out of it, all things considered. We got the big boat. Can we not just... What if we... Okay, just throw it out there. We got a big boat. Can we not go Leviathan hunting? What's going to stop us doing
It's
that?
not that big.
You might get...
It's not big enough.
The Leviathans would eat that boat.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
What about if we attach the Jammy Dodger to it? That's 2 boats.
Yeah, you have to also get the Leviathan back to the refinery, which is like twice the size of that boat, I think.
I'll tinker something. It's fine. I'll just roll a good tinker roll and make a...
And usually they have a place to store all the viscera, and it's locked. We wouldn't have anything to lock away all the viscera.
Right.
I love how Lorenzo knows so much about it.
We've been in...
I've read the fucking entire PDF about Leviathan hunting, bro.
Yeah,
Awesome,
that's good.
Yeah. Well, I love the idea of getting to a point where we're either, not attacking, but siphoning off from the Wardens or the Leviathan Hunters, but we obviously are not there yet. So what's that middle step? We need to level up, obviously.
I think there are other people and other factions who have spirits and keep spirits and sell spirits before the spirit wardens can get to them.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a score to steal a crate full of souls is feasible.
That's fun.
There
Let's dip our toe in.
are also factions that Dimmer Sisters are one who are all about the occult.
We betray the Dimmer Sisters. Ooh.
The occult. Well, I mean, they could help you find souls. I don't know how they would feel about turn them into electroplasm, but to run people's, lanterns, dishwashers, yeah, porridge mills.
I think stealing or smuggling souls feels like a good middle ground to get us started. Because I think the other thing of this start here where it's like, well, what do we want to do? And it's all very overwhelming. There's so much going on. I do think once we have got a score and things have happened and we've interacted with some more factions as we go, I think we will start to have a few more hooks develop themselves. And we should just get cracking with something reasonably, not like it doesn't have to be easy, but quite straightforward. and I think go and steal some souls or smuggle some souls for someone.
Yeah, I like that. And one
Sounds
hook
like
I
a good
still love is Lord Skurlock's house manor that's in the Deathlands. Like, I don't know what that comes about, but there's that's always intrigued me as like a concept, either just exploring or working for him to get something there or what's going on there. That's all very ghosty. I always like that. But yes,
Ghosty.
I think to explore the Deathlands, it'd be wise to have someone who's strong with the attunement, able to attune well. I think we're lacking that.
we are, but that's part of the fun.
Yes.
That's never stopped us before, lacking the skills to do a job.
Yes, very daring.
Okay, so
I like
we want to smuggle some souls. So the Dimmer Sisters, they wouldn't be like someone who say, "Hey, can we get you some souls?" They'd be interested. They'd be interested in like.
They might actually be interested in getting some souls.
They'd love to create souls. Okay, cool.
Yep.
We know them, so that's a good start.
What's our rep with them? Are we neutral?
Neutral.
Pretty neutral so far. We've exchanged a bit of knowledge. We had a few chats. But,
like narrative-wise, you're on speaking terms.
This could get us a +1 with the.
What's their kind of deal again?
Occult.
They're in a big manor that's surrounded by like electroplasm. In my head, it's like Tesla in the Prestige. They're in that man like that, and they got all the electroplasm shit going around it. No one really goes there because it's all fucking weird.
Yeah.
But Saffron's been quite intrigued by the whole concept.
Yeah.
Are they quite ghostly? You said they're interested in buying spirits or selling them. Would they be able to help Lorenzo with his possession? Possibly.
We did talk about that. We remember I was going to hand you over to study, and you were against it. I can't remember why you weren't super up for it. I can't remember why.
Because I kind of wanted to be possessed.
Okay.
Now it's been a year actually, and Bear has held off letting you do the prison time for him for his new body. Maybe you should start thinking about what you want to do with this possession. Otherwise, it'll continue trying to take over. In your own time, not now. It's not something that will be addressed now.
I'll ponder.
Yeah.
Hey, does anyone want to come see the grinders with me? They helped me out in Ironhook.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to meet your new friends, would it?
Do they like porridge?
Come along with you.
The grinders sound like just the kind of guys I want to get to know.
I thought so. They're friendly men, Friedrich. Robust.
Excellent.
Looking a little scrawny there, Lorenzo. I suppose you didn't spend too much time out in the yard with them.
You know what? I spent my time in the kitchen, but I wasn't eating, man. I wasn't eating at all. I don't recommend it.
You've been using too much of our supply, but I suppose you've earned it.
Look, man, it was a tough time in there. Had to do things I'm not proud of.
And I suppose what happens in Ironhook stays in Ironhook. I suppose. Something. Anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Smash
let's
cut
go see your new friends then.
Smash cut 2. You are in the underground canal dock, which is where the grinders' headquarters is, where they make berth with all their stolen boats.
Birth into the canal. Ugh.
It's the drip of the water on the cobbles, on the stonework, the ancient stonework, and some hideously mutated, tough-looking gangers stop you and attempt to come at you, and then Lorenzo, you say something, a passcode, or identify yourself like Ross Kemp in Gangs.
You know what I do? I do the opening line to the sea shanty, the Leviathan sea shanty. And
That's
then
cool.
they respond with the next line.
Yes. Which is...
If you bear with me 2 minutes, I'll get you it.
All right, we can retroactively do that.
Yeah.
But then you are brought to the second in command, a person by the name of Circe, and not spelt like the Game of Thrones. Oops, not Circe, and you can see her sort of arm and neck, shoulder, and side of her face is kind of pitted and eroded away, and you can almost see kind of like the jawbone through the wound, and some of the hair is missing.
Tasty.
And stalling for time for Lorenzo, you see, you see they have many smaller boats, sort of like Damn Dodger size, sorry, that they have stolen. But none of these ships are actually going to be able to do their goal of taking on the Leviathan hunters. Go on then,
Okay.
Lorenzo is ready.
Okay. We're off to hunt the biggest fish that anyone ever did see. And then they respond, "Is he bigger than a house, my friend?" I respond, "Aye, he looked bigger than me."
I somehow thought it would just be more fucking goth than that.
It's literally a sea shanty.
Well, they have 4 separate ones. One for the ship's departure, one for when they sight the Leviathan, a third for when they successfully hunt the Leviathan, and then a fourth for when they return. And they're all
Yeah.
quite good.
Isn't the returning one like, oh, how many people did the Leviathan eat? And he's like, all of them.
Yeah.
and everyone else.
Yeah, hunters, lay your burdens down. Let the monsters roar, Jack. Some were lost and some to drown. Now we're safe ashore, Jack. The void it sings and the void it claims. Yeah, very much more like that.
Nice. Yeah,
That's why I want to do the Leviathan hunting one shot, so we can all sing the shanties.
yeah.
We'll get there.
Well, I think maybe the passcode just turns into a sing along down in the underground docks there until you meet you come face to face with Circe, and she says to you, Lorenzo, I've heard your name, but it is good to meet you in person. We owe your thanks for your help within Ironhook. We are one step closer to our goal.
It was a pleasure. You didn't mean no end of good, actually. There's a lot of crazy folk in that Ironhook, and I'm sure they wanted a piece of our profits, but thankfully they were nigh unable to get them.
Well, it is a piece of the Leviathan blood that we shall be seeking. One of these days. Perhaps we can work together in the future even more in the center of Duskvol.
You're after that Leviathan blood, eh? I'd imagine you've seen too much of that in your time.
Yes, but we are all damned and disfigured. We will pay the price for revenge and deal with this cursed blood for the rest of our days, no doubt.
Well, would be me and my people. He kind of looks around him. Well, we're very interested in procuring some of what the Leviathans give. So if you had any leads, I'd be very happy to We're not milking them.
You're not
So
seafood.
if you had any leads, I'll be more than happy to learn of those, and then maybe we could work together a bit.
She scoffs and says, one cannot simply take the Leviathan blood directly from the source. One must own at least a Leviathan hunter ship vessel.
I thought she meant you.
Gone.
I thought she meant she was just going and finding some, not actually hunting it herself.
She says, "We will taking the Leviathan blood for ourselves is a death sentence to bring the wrath of the whole city down upon us, and perhaps even the Emperor of the Imperium also. But what you and I both know is how volatile Leviathan blood is, and targeting their ships with a powerful enough ship of our own would make it very easy for us to deny them their prize."
Ah, a bit of piracy.
Quite.
Well, should your endeavors ever require any specific resources, we do have something of a reputation, you may now understand, of acquiring and transporting things. So look us up, I suppose. Damned Emporium. Oh, wait. The Emporium in Crowswood.
Wait, hang on a second. Are you saying that you're on purpose gonna go sink those Leviathan hunting ships?
That is the goal that we have set ourselves. The almost impossible goal. But if it is one thing we will do before we die, we will do it.
And why would you want the Leviathan hunters to die?
She just gestures around and says, "The crimes that they committed to us physically, spiritually, they are still doing to thousands more, and they would do it to the whole city if they could." This city would be better off without the vile substance.
Okay. Lorenzo's put off, but he's not going to push anymore. She's a bit loopy.
I love Loopy. I haven't heard Loopy in ages. That's great.
Yeah. Especially about disagreeing with the status quo. Whoa there.
Well, no, just Lorenzo. He was on the ship, wasn't he? So
Yeah.
she's literally saying about killing people he worked with, like for over a year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think criminal gangs really care too much about collateral.
Yeah, but Leviathan hunters aren't just people. They're not just like Bob and Dave. They're like That's the most revered job you can have in all of Duskvol. Like, this is a very revered profession, and these guys are just going to kill a bunch of them. It's kind of.
I don't think they care too much about killing the Leviathan hunters because they can always just be replaced by the next family member. It's more about destroying and sinking the ships and getting rid of the Leviathan blood.
Yeah.
To cause a nuisance that way. Which you, as an ex-sailor, you may have the strongest feelings about that.
Yeah, exactly. Lorenzo disagrees wholeheartedly with killing Leviathan hunters.
Oh, you're a shill. It's good to know.
Working for the man.
Yeah.
How is that working for the man?
You're working for big oil.
Yeah,
That's
but
the man.
Actually, the Leviathan hunters have a really hard job.
I think Friedrich would probably like base his entire opinion on this on the fact that without the Leviathans, you don't get like as nice light in your houses.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
like it'd be awful if we were all only visible through dim Gaslight.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see all my lovely clothes.
Yeah, I think as far as the underworld goes, it's a pretty radical goal. I think the Grinders and the Lost are both pretty radical groups. They're not just out to make money for the sake of it or to gain power. So, if that's not the Emporium's bag, then yeah, don't know.
I think the thing about being a smuggler organization, though, is like you can find reasons to work with them, and there might be some that you don't want to work with specifically because you hate what they do. But unless you really detest them, you might find any old reason to work with them.
I mean, I picked this gang, the Grinders, because I thought they were going to fall in with Lorenzo, but apparently not.
Well, I think Lorenzo's not falling in with them.
Yeah, I thought they were... Yeah. Fucking them off now.
I mean, they're mutilated by working in Leviathan blood refineries. So they clearly don't, and then they turn to crime. So they clearly don't sort of respect the industry. Yeah.
I quite like the vibe of the Lost, though.
Yeah. I like
Good
their
vibe,
sort of like grizzled, non-naive idealism. Like ex-military revolutionaries make good revolutionaries to me.
Yeah. Not sat around in their dorm rooms. Well, you can talk to them, and they're already tier 1. So their jobs are not going to be... Their sort of pot of money is not going to be huge to pay you to do stuff.
I think it might be off to the Dimmer Sisters, mightn't it?
Yeah.
What was the name of your contact again, Saffron?
In the Dimmer Sisters?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was like Auntie something. Wait for it.
Don't think she was an auntie.
You don't think, or you do think?
I don't.
Sure, you're not right on the Ethel. Like,
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, she was a whole thing. Irilyn was a Dimmer sister. Housebound reclusives with an occult reputation. Witches. An ancient family of possessed spirits.
Yes.
You.
Yes. So, smash cut to their hideout.
Yeah, we know where it is. It's not too dramatic. We've kind of got 2 goals here, right? Well, Lorenzo, are you now on board with trying to get some help with Bear? Would you like to learn more? Or are you not fussed?
I'm fully down to explore it and understand more about it.
Because that was always one of the bargaining chips. I assume they'd be quite fascinated by this, to let them kind of poke and prod. Might help us, help you, and might,
Let's
us.
Let's have them experiment on Lorenzo.
Let's do it. While also finding out, what they know, if there's any source of ghosts we can procure for them.
Maybe this is something they're really into. Is this kind of exercising ghosts? Or maybe we could be. This is our leverage. You can exercise my ghost for some coin.
Yeah, maybe they get something from it.
Yeah.
Wasn't Saffron also wanting to learn a bit more about Sparkcraft from them?
Yes, which he did a bit already. That helped him form. Which was helped him make the most recent device, the spirit lamp. So he's kind of been doing it whilst them anyway. So he's again. We've been chatting. The Dimmer Sisters.
Yep.
That sounds like that all aligns rather nicely.
Yeah. Okay. So they don't let people outside. They don't let people come into their mansion. But you do have a meeting place along the canal outside of the mansion on one of the benches under the bridge.
Nice.
And maybe you have a little way of requesting an audience. Remember doing some sort of light signals with a nearby electroplasmic lamp.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
And who's with you? Who's come to the haunted mansion?
Not Friedrich. I think Friedrich would be, I don't know, a little bit spooked out. He'd rather sit this one out.
Silas will be there. He wouldn't want to let his good bud Saffron ever to come to any harm.
Yeah, Lorenzo goes too.
No.
No.
He loves you, really.
Oh, I know.
He's still trying to win you over after, making you terrified of him.
That's true. You do owe me. Yes, we've got a lovely meeting place, so we can do that. So meeting with Irulan, are we then? My contact.
Yes, and I've just remembered to put your wanted level back to 0.
Oh, woohoo!
And make sure that you heal up if you haven't already as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. More than happy to do that.
Yes. Can I get a reminder of people's traumas as well?
I don't want to be that guy, but I think when one of us goes to prison, we drop our wanted level by 1. It doesn't get cleared, I don't think.
I think it does.
Oh.
Because the time you have to go increases with your wanted level. It'd be weird to go to prison but still be wanted. If you're wanted, they'd keep you in there.
Sense.
I think it drops by 1.
Have a look, because I think the whole reason it was a year was because it was wanted level 3. If you're wanted level 1, you can still go in prison for like 2 weeks or something.
In terms of traumas, mine hasn't really. I mean, I say mine. I haven't really brought it to the fore, but I'm not sure if it's working. I did select obsessed on the trauma, and it was going to be all about obsessed with, vigilante justice and stuff. But we also don't want to make Silas into this guy that just like, I don't really give a fuck what all you guys are doing. I'm cleaning up the streets. So I think something to be worked on a little more.
You just got to express it. And you get your XP.
Yeah.
Yes, yourself.
Yeah.
If you want any tips, I'm very good at doing it.
I could certainly learn to do it more from you. That's definitely no doubt there.
I did heal myself already. That was very proactive of me.
Well, is it reduced by 1?
I'm happy to clear it fully.
Full.
Yeah, I don't. I find it weird that it only reduces by 1.
I think our season 1 we did a lot of killing and raised our heat tremendously. So I don't think it would naturally be that high.
Yeah, but you don't have to fill up again. You're back to level 3. Then you have to go to prison again for a year.
Again,
we're not meant to be raising the heat.
Yeah.
I say we leave it at the DM's discretion to interpret how best to apply the rules.
And I think our next crew skill is the one where you don't get heat for killing as a priority.
Well, actually, I'd rather have a group vote, to be honest, if we want to house rule this. Because I don't know if we decided as well officially, but to house rule the recover downtime to always fill the clock.
Oh yes, that.
Or at least
remind me, sorry.
So I know in the other Forge of the Dark game, Scum and Villainy, when you recover as a downtime action, there's no clock to roll to fill. You just do it. So you recover, everything moves down 1. So if you're level 2 harmed, you can spend 2 downtime and you can clear it. And that seems like quite a big cost anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a bit rubbish when you do 2 downtimes and you only heal like half a wound.
It's
And you're left with one.
it's pretty unsatisfying when considering how powerful it can be with a downtime. Roll it down and roll a 1, and you roll 1 of your clock. So yeah, I'm never going to be against that at all. I think it seems more fair and appropriate.
On the other hand, I'm not sure how impactful a debuff having harms has been thus far, even though it feels like it is.
Well, we've probably been a bit lax on it.
I think that's
Quite a
because
lot.
we're not including it most of the time.
Yes.
We're forgetting it.
Speak for yourselves. I've been stabbed, and all of my actions are physical activity.
That's
I've
true.
had less effect for like 5 scores in a row.
Yeah, when I remember.
Okay.
No, I've applied it most of the time.
And in general, I guess it would be better to. It would be better for the GM to like, if necessary, like up the challenge, but us for still to heal a satisfying amount for the amount of resource spent. Than
I'd vote yes to flattening out that curve.
Yeah, I've had this like tier 1 wound for like 4 weeks now. That's all I've got to say.
I only have one caveat to that, and that is that I did take a special ability to make my healing better. I'm quite happy just to reassign it and say, so that because they would be. It's just that permanently fill in one of your healing clock segments and take +1d to healing treatment rolls.
Right.
Basically, he's a bit hardy, but I only really took that because it seemed useful, and I'd be happy. It wasn't like a big part of his character, so I'll just reassign that if we do flatten out.
Yeah.
Or we could keep it on and he only uses 1 downtime. Or,
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I think 2 for 1 maybe too good, but maybe just reassign it, and that'll be that. Unless we can think of like a cool recover buff, but I'm not sure.
I'll just reassign it and remove that complication. I don't think I've even used it anyway yet, so.
But for the other thing we were discussing, which is the what was the other thing?
And the other thing.
What were we discussing?
What was the house rule we were discussing?
It was
The wanted
healing?
level going
yeah.
only down 1. So
I think how it makes sense in the lore is that my character, we're all separately wanted, right? Like the gang is wanted, sure, but we're all separately wanted too. So me going to jail is my
kinda
sentence done. Then I'm free to walk around, but then your guys are still wanted. I think that's how it
That
works.
just sounds like a huge pain in the ass.
I know that's how it probably works now. But if we say we just all share the same bounty, we're grouped together on the same bounty poster, let's say.
or you could say you all go to jail and that clears it completely.
What does it say in the rule? My impression, it does seem powerful. My impression was that one person going to jail clears.
Apparently it's only reduced by one wanted level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one person goes to jail, they reduce the wanted level by 1.
I guess
Doesn't
it's
say
like
about.
I guess like
doesn't say about-
taking the heat for some of the crimes, not like literally every crime you ever committed.
Yeah.
Which I suppose makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not against it. We weren't wanted 3, were we? It just more does seem like it's a fine balance, right? It just seems a bit weak for a whole year of prison. That's the only thing. So I guess it's a balance between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wanted level 4 is execution.
Yeah.
I mean, I think purely from a gameplay perspective, like, obviously it would be nicer to be reduced more just because it will give us a bit more freedom in how we play the game. Maybe there's a middle ground where it goes down by.
That's what I'm thinking. Because also, if we'd known it wasn't all of it in that year, would we have done something else to help our wanted level?
Can I suggest this time bully, next time by 1? Because this time around we're kind of learning the system more or less.
Yeah.
So
20 sessions in is a quite a long time to be like, it's still the tutorial, guys.
Well, what I mean is like learning how to manage the heat.
Yeah, but there's only one way to learn to manage the heat, and that's to play the game as the rules intended. Is my thinking.
Yeah.
But maybe just down to level, like Milo said, maybe just to wanted level 1, maybe.
I think that would.
Maybe the middle ground is a bit boring. It's just that we just say it's 2 wanted levels for going to prison. Buff it a little bit without over killing it. There might be just the house rules put on there.
We can do 2 wanted levels.
My other point in favour of hang on.
Olly.
He's reconnect. Hey, he's back. My other point in favour of maybe doing 2 levels or something is that like this has been a sort of end of season thing. It's not like it's an abusable feature for us really. It's not like we can do it all the time. So like sort of headcanoning some sort of it being more effective. Like this is like once in 6 months or something. This might happen for our game while still sort of making sense, I think, in the law.
It does let It does let you
been a year.
Get other people to go to prison as well. I think that's probably why it's like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I think that's why I'm actually in favour of it going down by 2, but not to 0, to maintain. Like it makes sense and maintains a bit of tension that we do need to still be careful about it, and we may deal with it during the campaign this time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't buy the argument that you would have done stuff differently if you knew how bad heat was, because I remember those scores, and there was very much, I was like, if you kill people, it's +2 heat. If you do this, +2 heat. Explosions, fires. These were the tools of the trade.
Looking back, it did feel like those things just happened to us. We kind of just walked into those scenarios, like.
Yep.
We were just trying to smuggle a boat through a river, and something blows up.
More as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we may take our heat management more seriously as we go forward.
Yeah, it's that classic first game, just pushing the boundaries, aren't you? So it's to learn the system. It's all good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
cool. Okay, so we've got middle ground. So 1 wanted, that's fine. That feels friendly. With a added caveat that we've all learned our lesson and we'll be more heat aware.
Yes.
Be
heat aware.
For next time we're reducing, someone gets arrested, are we going down by 1 level or fully?
Yeah,
let's stick with 2.
Let's. You want to stick with 2?
Well, it's only good. I mean, like we can't abuse it. Like we said, we're not. It's got to be significant.
Yeah. Let's do 2 if it's a PC, and then 1 if it's an NPC. Then.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
Great, love it. Agreed. Huzzah.
But then can't we just send in NPCs to prison? Isn't that like?
Yes, as we determined last time, it's quite hard to do. Like it's not. We can't. There's got to be a really good reason for it. It's got to be really.
That's like a.
We tried that a lot.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then to do that, and then only get 1 wanted is actually not that good. So I think that's quite nice. I think it feels like quite a nice balance.
What we need is a bunch of blind, zealous followers. A cult, you could say.
But like we decided, it's got to be something meaningful. Like, why
just had one, right?
Yeah.
If we go on a score and we bring the enforcers and they're all there and they all do stuff, we might be able to be like, it was Belk, something like that. Like that. That's a plausible situation. We can't just be like, send an NPC.
Wolf. We can't rob 3 banks at the same time and blame it on the one guy.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we covered that one a lot at the end of last season, so let's leave that one.
Yeah, the cohort's good as well because your cohort is reduced in power, so you're having to still pay a price for that. You're outside Dimmer Sisters Mansion.
Nice.
Saffron, you do the light signals with your electroplasmic lantern to request a meeting with
yes.
Irilyn. Oh, exactly. Somebody in a house opens a window and says, "Shut that light out."
Sorry.
It's more millennial cringe. An hour or
Yeah,
so later,
I,
Irulan floats out of the fog along the canal like she does with her lantern and her covered face.
Someone will have to nudge Saffron. He's had a bit of a nap in that time. Bit of a pipe, bit of
Are you in
a hit
your
of the pipe, and
Are you in your chair? In your wheelchair?
oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, a year has gone by. The crew has noticed that he's more and more becoming confined to that wheelchair. So it's very rare to see him out of his mechanical contraption at this point.
That's true. Oh, you know what we should have done last week when it was just 2 players? We should have done Saffron's birthday party score. His birthday bash.
It would be great. Yeah, exactly. His 60, well, it's technically his 34th birthday, but in Duskvol he is more like his 70th.
Yep. Yeah.
Lorenzo bought Saffron a bell for his wheelchair.
No.
Like
Wait, no.
in Breaking Bad.
No, terrible. Well, the bell. I can still speak, you dolt.
Crafted it in prison, in workshop.
It's a Sparkcraft bell. It's the loudest bell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes the finest ding.
Finest ding.
All the ghosts come out of the ghost field when you ring it and go mad.
That's it.
God. The ghost
one. Right, so assuming someone nudges Saffron awake.
Yes, she
Jump
goes
in the
to
ridge.
stand in front of you and says, Saffron Monkshood. It has been some time. Who are your friends?
Oh, Irulan. I don't know your surnames. That's awkward. But we'll just call you Irulan for now.
I think you would refer to her as like Sister Irulan.
Sister Irulan. That sounds better. Sister Irulan. Yes, sorry, it's been a while since I last was here, but I've learned so much from you and the sisters. I've been wanting to bring my good friends along for a while. This particular specimen, in particular, Lorenzo Vincetti, of the Vincettis, is a fine member of the clan with a very unusual problem. He has a specific affliction that we feel might be well within your wheelhouse. I assume she like sense. She must be able to pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think she's holding up the lantern in front of you. She's got the cowl, sort of black mesh over her face. You can't see underneath, and she's been looking straight ahead at Saffron this whole time. And then, as you mentioned that, I think the lantern flickers, and then she turns her head towards you, Lorenzo, and she says, "You are of the possessed."
Am I?
Yes. A strong
Shit.
spirit possesses you and has done for some time. It is a marvel it has not taken control of you already.
That makes a lot of sense now. Cogs are
Now
turning.
you listen here, my friend Lorenzo is in possession of his own very strong spirit. We'll be having any poor words said about his character.
She turns.
What's all this talk about a spirit, Lorenzo?
I've not been drinking anything today. I don't know what she's talking about.
She turns to you, Silas, and says, "Have you noticed your accomplice feasting on any human liquids recently?"
Well, I can't say I watch his every meal, but
Human
say I've
liquids.
seen any. It's usually just this god-awful porridge we eat every day.
What's flying off the shelves? Mainly because it's got insects in it that fly off literally with the package, but still delicious.
With the dim assistant inspecting Lorenzo, is Bear maybe showing himself more? Is he coming to the surface? Or is he hiding himself?
I would say that now you're out of prison, he's gonna try and possess you fully.
Right, so Gus is with us. Does
Hmm.
Gus do anything? Does Gus sense any change?
You tell me. It's your dog.
Yeah.
I think she says, it can be hard to be sure whether the spirit has fully possessed the new body. But if you are sure that he has not, then that is interesting. Is this why you have brought him to me, Saffron? Because he is interesting?
Well, we've over the past year or so, we've been sharing knowledge, and I'll admit you've probably shared more knowledge with me than I with you. But I thought this would be an interesting case for you. We've taken through your learnings and what we've seen from the arcane. We as a group are not very versed in this world, but we've taken quite the liking to the concept. We would like to learn more from you, and perhaps assist you. We're very capable in our skills, you may have heard, of smuggling and retrieving wanton artifacts. We would very much like to help you if you are in the need of any electroplasms or souls. We can procure these for you if you have a reason. We would love to be assistance and offer you as well a bit of tinkering time with Lorenzo to see what's going on with this rather wonderful possession.
It is you who are the tinker, Saffron.
Well, you praise me, but mystical tinkering. I am of the mechanical, you are of the arcane.
Yeah, tinkering's like smuggling. It's just a verb you can use for anything.
Yeah.
She says, how interesting. We are perhaps in need of sources of new souls for our rituals and machinations. There is one who goes by the name Flint, who works out of your territory, if I'm not mistaken, Crow's Foot. He calls himself a spirit trafficker, someone who is in the business of buying and selling souls. We would very much like to take possession of these souls, to ensure they're not traded like mere trinkets.
Oh yes, we would never think of trading souls so casually ourselves. That's why we came to you, to make our smuggling make sense. The sensible smugglers, they call us. Which is what we're known for. Flint, you say, in Crow's Foot. Has he been in the game long, has he?
It seems that he took over the business from the previous owner not too long ago. But he is far more cruel than the previous person who we were able to some days work with.
And where does he get his supply of souls from then? Is he scouring them from the dead of Duskvol, or?
You would know, I think, as part of the underworld of Duskvol, you know that there are people who, they see a dead body, they'll grab it, or people will go around with the soul bottles and what are they called? Oh shit!
Yeah, the ghost scourges are the bottles that they can entangle spirits with.
Yeah, the
ghost staff thing. The grabber.
The ghost jacks,
Ghost
whatever
grabber.
they're called.
I would imagine that even among a city full of criminals, that this is one of the more frowned upon activities. Like all criminals still hate slave traders, kind of thing. Is it like that here?
Say that again. Sorry,
With
I accidentally thingy.
Is it fair to assume that people involved in the trade of spirits are like might be amongst the more frowned upon type of criminal in the city, given like the general how important souls are and all of that sort of thing that kind of makes the livelihood of the city sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Like imagining someone like capturing the essence of your grandma and then basically selling it for money to God knows who to power your radiator, or you know, and you also know from the stuff with Campbell, like there are even more weird stuff that happens to spirits that are captured. So it sounds like the Dimmer sisters are more like they want to just, even if they just keep them in bottles in their mansion, it's a better future, or release them into the Deathlands or whatever.
Lawrie, thank you. Am I to assume that this Flint, in possession of souls that you would like securing, that you care little for what happens to his soul?
She fixes her cowled face towards you, pauses, and says, "If his soul was to be captured into one of his own bottles, in the utmost form of irony, then we would not shed tears over this. We would happily keep his spirit within our cabinets for as long as we wish, and think he deserves."
It certainly sounds like justice to me. I only hope that we have the expertise to pop his little soul in a bottle once we're done with him. Well, no promises that we'll bring him back, but if he poses any resistance or threats, these things do happen on our operations, although you will probably know, having not heard of many of our operations, they tend to go very smoothly and under the radar.
Yes, Saffron has
as he continues to overcompensate.
Saffron has a reputation for, shall we say, smooth operations.
And porridge.
He is indeed a smooth operator.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, sister. Sister, can you hear me? Yeah, just how many souls are you counting on? We bringing in? Do you have an idea of how many Flint has?
We do not have an idea, but I imagine it is in the dozens. Many dozens, perhaps. He would take great care not to destroy the bottles to release the spirits, otherwise you'll bring a rather inconvenient amount of spirit wardens towards you in a very quick manner. But if you simply deliver us perhaps a dozen or 2 dozen potions, then we will happily buy these off of you. If you can shut down Flint's operation for good, well, that would definitely deserve some sort of reward.
Understood.
Well, it certainly sounds like we can have an agreement then. And what of Lorenzo?
One last thing. We've not talked coin.
Well, speak it.
What my
Friend is trying to say is
mute the business trying to say is, yes, of course we would like there to be some exchange of reward is not the word, but comme ci, comme ça, a bit of that,
compensation.
you know. No compensation. We want to help them, Lorenzo. We're here to help such a established and well-revered conclave of fine creatures. But of course, if there's more knowledge or information or trinkets you could share with us? We're getting there, Lorenzo. These aren't the richest people in the world. I think coin isn't quite their bag. This isn't where our fortune lies. We're building.
So they've got a rather bigger house than us.
Well, shush.
Have you seen it?
Asset rich, not liquid rich.
They really ain't got any ghost cleaners.
But yes, we would love to confirm some kind of reward for this mission of daring.
We shall pay 3 coin per crate of dozen souls.
That's real money.
Yeah.
That ain't no peanuts.
Per crate.
There's a certain amount of hazard involved, as you've mentioned, with these spirit wardens. I certainly think that 4 coin per dozen might be a little more reasonable. After all, it's not you who's going to be getting slaughtered if some laggard bumps into us and we drop a crate.
It might be time for the first action roll of the session.
Ooh, and persuading people is my strongest thing.
Yes.
Swaying them with your fists.
He's trying to do less of that, but he'll do plenty of it still, I think.
Yeah, but it's if he gets XP for doing that and he's excels at doing that, isn't that a good thing to do?
It is a good thing to do, but it doesn't mean that every situation means intimidation and brutality.
Sure.
I've got no points in sway, so let's see how we go.
Especially when there are friends.
Position?
It's a risky standard.
Sorry if I take us back down to 1 coin, everybody.
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah, critical failure. Ooh.
Is it
You
already
owe
time
us,
to start
buddy.
pushing ourselves? No. Wouldn't make
Nah.
any sense.
This ain't life or death.
Oh well, we tried.
Well, I mean, it's
Maybe
0 dice.
Yeah, 0 dice. Maybe Silas is unconvincing in feigning that he's worried about the danger.
Yeah, I think they're not convinced that it's as dangerous as you're making it out to sound. I mean, it's they may know more than you about the situation. It's like
They probably do.
and they know that you're tier 1 strong, but obviously not that. Your reputation precedes you.
Fair.
And I think also she says that is our rate. You came to us wishing for work, and that is the work that we offer.
Well, I suppose that's a fair deal, but can't harm to try, eh? I look forward to doing business.
Maybe when you've seen our work and how efficient and great we are at this business, then you can up the coin for a job well done.
Silence, possessed boy. She says, you can take as some reward that you'll be doing great service to those who have lost, who have connected to those spirits in those bottles.
Your reward is the satisfaction from doing a good deed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
You never know, Lorenzo. It could be one of your 1 or 2 dead family members in there.
Could be the Leviathan hunters these fucking grinders are gonna kill.
There could be a whole crate of his family in there.
Hey, it's my nana. Hey, it's my mama.
Oh, you can have a
Family reunion.
no, you can have a right Dolmio day with
Jeez.
all of them. All right, well,
Smashing.
then it's agreed. And she says, I would also accept a crate in return for removing this vicious spirit from Mr. Vincetti's body. I do believe that if you leave it even another week, then you will be lost. Your soul will be lost to this other. And you will feast on the flesh of your fellow man forevermore.
Doesn't sound great, I have to be honest.
And you'll have to change your playbook and everything. An accent.
Wouldn't I just play the current character but be better?
You'd have to change to the vampire playbook.
Oh, become a Cockney vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
This is tempting,
Jason Statham vampire.
but it's not tempting for Lorenzo. How do I play
No.
this?
Be like the one from London from Castlevania.
Don't know.
No one.
Not
Never
really
mind.
play Castlevania.
It's not the
No,
anime.
from the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really watched
mind.
Castlevania.
I was thinking Billy the Butcher. Cockney.
He's not Australian Cockney or whatever the hell the Carl Urban does in that.
That's my favourite.
Fun fact, Carl Urban plays D&D.
I found that out recently as well.
And on the set of Chronicles of Riddick, he played in Vin Diesel's game.
I read the very same fact, I think, on IMDb, and I'm sure I remember that Helen Mirren, or some other, not Helen
Judi
Mirren, she
Dench.
would have been in Riddick. Judi Dench, that's the one. Helen Mirren. I mean, they both seem unlikely, to be fair. Yeah, fantastic little fact.
Yes. He has a dog as well, so you could just become Billy the Butcher, I suppose.
Yeah.
But a vampire.
Yeah.
So when he's on the when he's taking the stuff, the V.
Well, ain't it the ghostly cunt?
Ain't it the invisible?
Perfect.
Oh yeah. I see what you did there. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, pop culture references aside, because people apparently they hate that when they're watching an actual play.
No,
People
I
hate-
love it.
People hate bits.
Are you saying
The
you don't want
TikTok
more
bait.
Monty Python?
Yeah,
We're lacking on that front.
I know. We need a Blackadder quote by the end of the session.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Right then. Well, sounds like you have a
I've
score
got a
to
cunning plan.
It does, doesn't it?
Very interesting.
So
What's
do
the
we learn
guess?
Crow's Foot? I mean, do we roleplay a bit more than that? But I mean, I'm sure we ask for as much information she has on where he operates, as much as they know.
Yeah. I think you'll be able to know where it is.
What's the guy's name again?
Flint.
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 Yeah.
Should we do some information gathering, maybe?
Mm.
Oh.
Arr.
Oh.
So he's based in Crow's Foot.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know exactly where his kind of headquarters is? His
Well,
base
as we just
operations?
said, I think that's I don't think that's going to take an action roll. I think that would be fairly not
Easy
easy,
to-
but you would be able to find that out.
Yeah.
Also, if you failed that, you wouldn't be able to do the score. So
I mean, you could literally ask around on the street, saying, "Where can I buy some?"
You've all
some
got criminal.
spirits?
Yeah, you've all got criminal contacts. Like Crowsfoot's your area. You can also just talk to the Lampblacks and find out. They'll know where all the criminal activity is because they get.
That's true. Let's talk to the Lampblacks about this geezer and his operation.
Let's
Let's
get
just
the
go straight.
Lampblacks to do the score for us.
Let's go. They're our ally in Crowsfoot. It's stupid not to. They know everything.
Yeah.
Well, they always extract a price, though.
Yeah.
But we're very tight with them, so maybe not. Well, very
That's not
discounted.
how the force works.
Yeah, but we scratch their back, they scratch ours.
We don't. We're trying to strike out on our own.
Yeah. This is the
Fucking
one place
Baz will
where.
take 1 coin per crate.
Yeah, he would. You've already got to pay him anyway.
I know
for
that
the
guy.
Score.
I'm just saying we go ask him some details on this fella. Shrink.
Flint.
Flint.
Clink,
How do I
clink.
keep forgetting his name?
I'll
Flint.
write it down.
Flinty boy.
Right. Well, yeah. So I think, yeah, you know, kind of where he operates out of. Some things to consider as well. How you are going to steal some spirits. How you're going to make sure they don't get damaged. Like how much protection he has. How you're going to.
I think it'd be valuable if we. Sorry, Ollie. I thought you were done with your list. I think it would be valuable if we sought some specialist assistance for a score like this. Maybe we could acquire some sort of soul person to be like to help us with the packaging, the transportation, the don't do that, can we extract his soul, all of those things like that might go along with a bunch of meatheads going to grab a few bottles of soul. Might be useful for us to try and find someone who can help us. Does anyone know anyone?
You said we should contract in a ghost hunter.
Surely,
So it seems like it.
Or contract in a ghost person.
Contact. Surely, if we need this information, the Dimmer sisters are knowledgeable. I feel like we could be kind of putting a hat on a hat here if we're then now going to get someone else who's an expert in arcane from someone who's an expert in arcane.
Yeah, they probably would give you as much info maybe as you wanted, although they're quite secretive about it. I think they would basically tell you how to secure them best.
Yeah, they're going to want to get them in one piece. They will have told us that sort of stuff already.
Sure.
But if you wanted somebody to come with you and help you, then you'd probably need to like get an asset for that.
Could be handy.
Trying to think what that asset would be other than a Dimmer sister. Like, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think.
There'll be whispers who you can hire.
Okay, we'd use a downtime to acquire an asset, or that's something we do in.
No, that's a good point. It's a downtime activity.
I think you could probably just pay a coin and hire somebody, and then you roll for their tier, right? And you can spend more coin to increase their tier.
Does anyone have a contact, actually, who might be able to help? A friend?
The Dimmer sisters. Best I got.
I mean, you had a contact. It was a whisper.
We did. I mean, that
I think
person is still in Duskvol, right?
I think he remains in NPC.
I think he's at the bottom
what
of
exactly
the river.
do we want to get out of this contact?
So it's more information about the art of smuggling and handling and actually doing it well. We know where the person is. We know what the job is. It's more of the handling radioactive material.
It could be very handy ad hoc to, especially if you can bring someone along. I don't know if any of them would be able to do that. Things arise unexpectedly, especially when trying to acquire volatile substances that you don't know that much about. It could prove very useful to have someone available to support us.
Indeed.
Silas is willing to spend one of his coins on doing it if required. He thinks it's a good idea. But he doesn't know anyone. But maybe the Dimmer sisters could point us in the direction of a whisper. Yeah,
Friedrich would happily contribute some coin if we're looking for a really good consultant to help us streamline our whatsits. But I don't have any useful contacts.
No.
Soz. I've got a noble who was a bad contact, a rival, and I've got Telda and her beggar children. Neither of whom I think will be terribly relevant.
I think you can hire a whisper. They pretty much work for coin anyway and do this kind of stuff, so I think we pay a coin to get one and then roll to see the tier. And you can pay more coin to increase the tier as well.
A whisper escort.
That works for me.
but not that.
Silas will be heading down the local criminal pubs where semi-friendly criminals hang out with each other, asking around. Does anyone know a whisper?
Nice one.
Yeah.
That was a good bit.
Well done, Milo.
Right, thank you.
Okay, well, so I'm going to roll 1 dice because that is your tier. Unless anyone wants to contribute another coin to increase the dice roll.
I will.
Yeah, okay.
How much coin does everyone have, actually? I've got 2.
I've got quite a lot, so I thought I might splash some. I've got 4 on my person and 2 in my stash.
Jeez! I've got 2.
I've not spent a single fucking coin, and I'm not really sure how I could. Which is entirely my fault. I'm not blaming anyone else for that state of affairs, but it's simply the case.
Alright. I should roll 2 dice.
You can spend it on anything, basically.
Alright, so it's a 5, which means it is your tier. So it's a tier 1 whisper. So
That seems handy.
So let's just find a name for this guy or gal. Or girl.
Or female.
There's the Monty Python reference. So this person is called Arvus.
Sounds like a 40k character.
Arvus.
Knight Captain Arvus.
Arvus Colburn.
Okay, that's a shit Space Marine.
Brings it back.
The Colburn chapter.
Yeah, this person sits down at your table, Silas. Sits down at your table with their glass of beer and says, "God, I need an accent roll, table roll, roll the table." None of the Irish. Mikey will
Spanish.
You have Spanish for a while, or Russian.
Welsh? Go Welsh. We've not had a few Welsh for a while.
I think Arvus Colburn would be Welsh. I think they'd be Spanish.
Yeah.
Arvus.
That's true. It doesn't sound very
Arvus.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you like it with a South Spanish accent?
Well, not that good. Can't go regional.
Go Russian. You've not done a Russian.
Good reason.
Yeah, good reason. We don't support Russians in this game. Yeah. Don't support Putin's war. Yeah, so he sits down next to you and says, I've been hearing that you are looking for the services of a whisper for some sort of job coming up. The name's Arvus Colburn. I'm a wrangler of spirits and ghosts. I have quite a bit of experience that I can apply to this role, this job, if you pick me. So what do you say?
Well, I suppose my very first question is, if you were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you be, and why?
Oh, it's got to be watercress and sliced ham from the deli, not from the supermarket, but from a countryside deli, not a fancy inner city cafe deli.
No pretty rouge like that, Campbell fella.
Yeah, fine taste, fine taste. You're high enough. Well, I suppose it goes without saying that I haven't heard of you, and I must take your word that you have been on many a ghostly exploit. I suppose it's worth me checking that you, as part of your duties, don't have any issues with a little danger.
He reaches into his coat and puts a silver glimmering hook on the table, which you probably recognize from what Zazashel used to have, these kind of ghost hooks. And he says, if I was not down for danger, would I have one of these? And he kind of looks suggestively at you.
Silas sort of sits back and ruffles his coat back to reveal his saber, and not in like a comparing strength way, but in a yes. I suppose you would need to carry the tools of the trade, something that we all do. I had something else to say, and I forgot what it was. Well, it's gone. Well, others, you're hired. I should say before you come along, how's there I need to understand that you'll be on site in our operations, and there's nothing I should know on your presumably very strong moral compass. Any red lines for you? You won't mind if this job is a little less than savory at times? I need to know that you'll see it through.
Well, the way I see it, Mr. Templeton, is in Duskvol. There is no morality. You do what you need to do to survive and earn your coin. And I happen to have a very specific set of skills that I leverage to do those things. So if you can pay me the coin that you promised, then I'll do what you ask.
I could not have said it finer myself.
As Father
Consider yourself-
Colburn used to say to me back in Honky Dickory Dory, used to say to me, Arvus. Anyway. Sorry, Cal.
That was pretty much it. He's done with his interrogation. He gives him some information about where to be, to what to do, and make sure that he brings all of his stuff.
Heavy load.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. All right, cool. Well, I'm probably going to end it there.
Was that like a Littlefinger accent? Or was that more Welsh?
I think I was. I don't know. It wasn't really specific. It was a bit Luke Evans-ish, maybe. But
who's the guy who plays Littlefinger?
Yeah, it was Welsh, but delved into Irish. He's Irish, isn't he?
Who?
What's his name?
His name.
Peter Baelish.
Baelish.
Actor's Mannion.
Aidan
Gillen.
Aidan Gillen.
Aidan Gillen.
Who is related to Karen, right?
No.
Maybe not.
No. Is he?
I'm gonna find out.
You are gonna find out.
We should end it there. You probably have a couple more gathering information rolls to do next, and then we can do this soul-stealing score. Lovely.
Lovely.
Good.
Got there in the end. I'm quite excited for this one.
Rolls off the tongue very well, doesn't it? Soul stealing. Soul smuggling.
Something familiar with a fresh twist. A good sophomore album kind of approach to things, you know? Good follow-up.
Yes. Like a pisky sour.
What?
Familiar, but with a twist.
Ah.
Wow.
Well, that's also on the box of Saffron's porridge.
Exactly. What is the twist? Secret herbs and spices. Alright, guys.
Lovely. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes, welcome back.
Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Oh.
Happy.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Happy New Year, chat.
Oh yes. We'll chat in the interim.
Yeah, no worries.
GG, boys.
Guys.
Thanks, Ollie.